Hello and good morning on this beautiful sunny morning in Toronto. How are you? I am doing really well. I'm just getting packed up for a really big trip, so I thought it'd be a fabulous time to talk about smart snacking. So over the summer or any time of year, then sometimes we just need some snacks, whether you've got sort of a case of the munchies, or you need to take something on the go in the car for the family, for the kids. You're just doing a picnic, or maybe going on a longer trip, on a really long road trip. So I wanted to talk about some smart summer snacks. All the S's going on there. So in part of what I'm taking on my long trip, not too much fruit, just because I'm going on a plane and they don't always like that, but these little beauties, these little rays of sunshine are a must. Strawberries. So these are Ontario strawberries, and you can always tell because they're really small, and they are just like little bites of sunshine. So as much fruit, vegetables as you can possibly get. I'm going to be really loud here and open up these cherries because, oh, hang on, they have the slide thing. That's why it's not opening. These are such fun. So you can have contests where if you've got the cherries stuck together, and we used to always just put them over our ears as earrings. It's just they're just really fun. Once you get the seeds, you can either save them, you can have your little competition of who can spit it out the furthest. Not necessarily from the car, but it has been done, I'm sure, many times. But also just some sort of competition of wherever you happen to be having your picnic or anything like that. So a few things that I've come across lately, a few brands that I've worked with and had the pleasure to work with. You can see that this has been well loved. So this is a delicious dip. So cedar, I came across at an event and then asked if we could have some of their dips for the burger challenge that I did lately with Jerry Agar, and so they very kindly sent us along some of their products, and this cashew dill mint happens to be a personal favorite of mine. And tzatziki is amazing, a hummus is amazing. There's so many dips that you can have just to kind of jazz up your baby carrots, or lately I've been taking a broccoli head and then I cut it quite long so that they're really good. Just dip the florets into a dip and then gobble that up. It's a really, really delicious snack to have. And I just quickly steam the broccoli first. Good morning, Tracy. This broccoli is for you. This tip for the broccoli is for you, because I know Tracy's not a huge fan of broccoli. So it's a really nice way of taking any particular vegetable and just steaming it quickly. Put about this much water in the bottom of a saucepan. Throw whatever in, your baby carrots, cauliflower. Zucchini wouldn't really work. That probably wouldn't be so nice. Beets, if you like them and you're not going anywhere where it matters if you're going to get all messy. And you just really quickly steam them until they've got really bright color, and then you can rinse them with cold water. They don't get mushy, they don't have the overpowering raw taste, and they're lovely to put in with some sort of dip, whether it's the cedar one or whether it's just your favorite hummus. So tzatziki, I bought a tzatziki actually from Farm Boy the other day. They also gave us some stuff for the burger challenge, and oh my goodness, I don't know what it was with this tzatziki, but it was absolutely delicious. So just try out different places to go get different snacks from. Now in my other little goodie bag here, these are sort of like leftovers from the burger challenge, so it's a perfect thing to share with you. Pistachios. These ones are roasted and salted. These guys, yes, I know, Tracy, yuck, broccoli, you don't really like that so much, but we're gonna keep trying, right? We're gonna keep trying to eat some more. Pistachios are really smart snack to have for many, many reasons. So first of all, the fiber in them is incredible. Also, when you crack them open, it takes a little bit longer. So it's not like a bag of chips or popcorn, which depending on how you cook your popcorn is actually a really great snack. So you're going in, you dip into the bowl, you take your, I'm sure I must have one open somewhere. You crack your pistachio open, and then then you eat the inside, and then you have your little bowl. And at the end of the day, you have your little bowl of your pistachios. So you realize how much you've eaten, how much you've been eating. So it gives you a real visual cue on not to over snack. And something like this with super high fiber is going to keep you going for a lot longer. Yes, Tracy, you can eat these instead, but maybe if you're going to have a lot of them, try out the ones that are not salted as well, just to keep your sodium level a little more balanced. But they have a salt and pepper version, and their sweet chili version is insane. That's a really hard bag not to finish and get to the bottom. They actually did a study and showed that I think it was 72 or 77% of men, when they start a snack, when they start a bag, they go to the bottom. So make sure you put something like this into a bowl so that you don't have the whole bag, and then it's really easy just to be like, oh, all of a sudden I've got to the bottom of the bag and I'm done. So, and then there's your meal right there. So another leftover from our burger challenge as well. I actually bought these because I'm going to take these on the plane for sure. The Made Good, these little granola bars. My actual favorite, which I've just made, is the Go Faster granola bars. They're just cooling off, and then I'm going to cut them up, and we're going to take some of those. I've also been giving these to a really good friend who just had a baby. So every time she's nursing, she's having a few nibbles of this, because the oats, the almond butter, everything that's in this is so incredibly nourishing while she's, her baby's a week old now. So she's doing a lot of breastfeeding. Her baby's doing really, really well, and she needs to keep her calories up, but because she had a C-section, she's not so mobile just yet. So these kind of snacks are also good for all those kind of things. Thanks, Tracy. See you soon. Well, in a little while. So these are absolutely packed with nutrients. Great fats from the almond butter. You can switch it up to a sun butter if you need to take it to camp, so that it's safe. But these are in my book, Sprout Right, over here. Go Faster granola bars, and you can also find those on Sprout Right, on sproutright.com. So the Made Good bars are kind of like the grab and go version of my Go Faster, excuse me, granola bars. They do have, they have these chocolate chip flavor, and then these ones I've been mowing on. I've got a whole bunch in my car for in between appointments when I've forgotten to bring something with me or whatever. So these are chocolate banana granola minis. They're really, really good. And then also Made Good have just brought out, so I think I have a Mary Poppins bag down next to me. They've just brought out their soft baked mini cookies. Now, anything that's mini I think is a fantastic thing, because you just can have a few. You don't have to sit there and have one of those monstrous cookies and feel like you have to finish it all off. So these come in little wee bags, and they're really small little cookies. So they're also fantastic. And then they've also got their chocolate chip version. I find things that are sometimes things get to be a little bit too chocolatey. Here we have more pistachios and things like that. So that's all I have in my goodie bag. But I just really, what was the replacement for almond butter, school safe? Sun butter or sunflower seed butter. Pumpkin seed butter I prefer the taste of that one. But Wow Butter, I believe, is the brand name of sunflower seed butter. So either of those are a fantastic alternative for the almond butter, which is in the recipe that's in my book, Sprout Right. So you can use those. They would be school safe, and they would also be camp safe for sure. So it just depends. This is a great snack for after camp, after school. They get inhaled in my house. So you can cut them up into quite small pieces rather than, sort of a traditional big bar, like a Cliff Bar sort of size. And because they're sweetened with brown rice syrup, then they have a much lower glycemic index, which is better. It's going to keep the kids going for longer. So anything that has loads of fiber in it, like those fruits, the vegetables, the strawberries I showed you, the cherries, the carrots, the broccoli, anything like that you offer to them keeps them going for longer than chips, than sweets, than popsicles, anything like that. I had a client yesterday, and her kids are not so sure about their smoothies anymore. So I said, take the smoothie and just pour it into a popsicle mold, and then give that to them when they want something sweet. So it's a fantastic burst of protein, fats, fiber, fruit, whatever, spinach, if you've put that into your smoothie. It's a really, really great thing for for them to have maybe at the end of camp, at the end of school. They can go and sit outside and just have their smoothie in a popsicle, and they don't realize. So giving it to them in a different form is also a fantastic way of doing things. Another thing I've been having lately is edamame beans. Sometimes in the shells, sometimes out of the shells, a little bit like the wonderful pistachios. Then they take a little while. Like it's sort of like you're taking time to have your snack. You're enjoying your snack. So you sit there and you pop them out just like you do at the sushi restaurant. Make sure that they are GMO free. You want to make sure always that or GM free, that your soy is GM free. So something like that, it just takes a little while to kind of get the bean out of it, and it's just a lot of fun. So thinking outside of your traditional, grab a granola bar and go kind of thing, please do read your labels, because there's a big difference between a lot of the products that are out there. Ones that have less of an ingredient list. So here we've got, I'll just find the ingredient list. So we've got some gluten-free oats, we've got some chocolate chips, which have cane sugar and cocoa mass, cocoa batter, vanilla, sunflower oil, cane sugar, agave nectar, apples, crisp brown rice, inulin, tapioca flour. All of these things I can pronounce and I know what they are. So make sure that when you read any label that you've got that going on too. And then also the sugar that's in one of these bags is 6 grams of sugar. So that's a teaspoon and a half. Unless you're making something yourself and not adding any kind of sweetener to it, no maple syrup, no honey, no nothing like that, then around 6 grams and under is really, it's good. It's a pretty standard amount, and especially for kids, I wouldn't go much higher than that at all. If you do, then put some protein with it. So a piece of cheese, a hard-boiled egg, all of those kind of things would be a really great addition to it. Anybody have any questions? Just type it all in the bottom. So quick recap is to make your own, take your own, because if you go out and you forget to take a snack, that as soon as you get somewhere, somebody's going to say, I'm hungry, and then you're going to have to stop off and get something that's not so healthy. So making sure that you take those things with you. Try out the Go Faster granola bars if you haven't made them before. Sorry, I would have cut them to show you what they look like inside, but I did just make them, so they still need just to set a little bit more. But in this batch, I actually added in extra chia seeds. Even though there's seeds in this recipe, you can do whatever you like. There's a mention of chopped up almonds. Just swap that out for some chia seeds, hemp seeds. I've got sunflower seeds in here, and also pumpkin seeds, which are fantastic again for fiber, for good fats, and just really keep you going. So I hope you have a lovely snacky summer. You can check out all the different sites. You can go to LiannePhillipson.com and check out the results of the burger challenge that I did with Jerry Agar, and there's a list of where to look at the Made Good, the cedar, the wonderful pistachios, any of those if you wanted any extra information. How does about sweeteners? How does agave or honey compare? I tend to go more for raw honey or maple syrup in anything that I make. Agave I used to use a lot, and is in this edition, the second edition of Sprout Right's coming out next year. And I've changed anything that I've used agave for because it's extremely high in fructose, and that's not something that we want to give. Anyone. Yes, it's natural, but the type of sweetener that it is just much higher in fructose. So switch out the agave for honey or maple syrup. Actually, is also a really good, more runny sweetener. The brown rice syrup has the consistency more of corn syrup. So people that have made the Go Faster granola bars and tried honey or maple syrup, they don't stick together. So you need that texture. You can also use barley malt syrup or the brown rice syrup, either one of those. They are a bit more of a health food store purchase than kind of like a supermarket purchase. So you might need to make that special trip for something like that. All right, so thanks very much for joining me, and great questions, Eliza. I'm sure everybody else that's watching this after the fact are going to enjoy hearing the answers to those questions, because that's what crops up into everyone's mind. So thank you so much. I'll probably see you again at the end of my trip, which is a few weeks long, so I might pop on at some point from down under and show you a little bit about what their food is all about. Otherwise, I'll see you towards the end of July. So happy safe snacking, and we'll see you soon. Take care.